Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon podcast. I'm your host, Perry. I am out on a porch in a swing.
Look at him on the porch swing.
Hey, I'm having a great time. It's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, and it is what it is. But with me, as he always is, it's Kyle, the corking off guy.
Yeah, boy, what's up?
I love when you mime corking off. It's way funnier to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Thank you. It's a new thing, and I'm trying it out, and it seems like it's working, so we're going to keep it up.
It's working on me at the very least. So if that's all that matters, I appreciate it.
That's right.
Hey, I want to mention a couple of things up top before we get going. Two things. Maybe three. I don't know. We don't normally do plugs at the top of the episode anymore. But if you watch on YouTube, you see that the plugs are always at the bottom of the screen for you. So you kind of have a sense of what I would be doing at the top of the episodes. But I wanted to mention a few things in case you are fairly new or you needed a refresher, or if you don't listen all the way through the end of the episode and hear us plug some stuff that you might miss on the back end of the episode. The first thing is if you want to support the show, you can do so by heading to our Patreon. It's over at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. There are a bunch of tiers over there. They start from $1 up, and they go all the way up to, I think, like $50 or $100 a month, which by no means do you have to do that. But at $5 and up, you get bonus content every month. You can also be a free supporter of the Patreon over there too. You get some access to previews of the Patreon content. You can kind of check out what it is that we do over there. But also, $1 and up is just the best way to support us monetarily if you can do so. I know it's not easy for everybody right now because times are kind of tough. But if you're able to do so and you like what we're doing, you want to get bonus content, $5 and up is the best way to do that. I have failed to kind of bring this up earlier on in episodes in the past, but we have a P.O. box for people who want to send us stuff.
Yeah.
It's P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky, 40522. That's for if you want to send us samples, if you have a release that you want us to check out, food to pair with bourbons, whiskeys, whatever. Just send it there. Let us know that it's on the way. We'll be sure to pick it up. A note on the P.O. Box, by the way, Josh and Maggie Allen sent us on accident a wedding invitation this week to the P.O. Box that was addressed to Eagle Rare. And I mean Eagle Rare. Because on it, they said, our wedding would not be complete without a pour of our favorite Eagle Rare. And somehow things got crossed and it was sent to our P.O. Box. So perfect. Josh and Maggie Allen, we love you. And you sent your invitation to the incorrect P.O. Box.
That one's for you.
That was a very nice cork off from Kyle for you, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for eagling off your rareness.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's right.
And then the last thing I want to mention is you can also leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, wherever if they offer it. But I typically check the Apple Podcast app for new reviews. 5 stars is the best way. I mean, any review really helps us out. Honest feedback, of course, is cool, but 5 stars and a good review helps push us up in the algorithm. And also just telling your friends about the show. The other thing I was going to mention too that I don't normally plug is my live stream on Thursday nights on YouTube and Twitch at 7 p.m. It's basically like a 2-hour version of the podcast where I talk about news that happens during the week, and also usually do a review or a tasting of something that's new or a flight some samples or stuff, but I cover what's been going on in the world of bourbon and whiskey. This past week, I talked about how tariffs on Scotch and basically British whiskey were lifted, and what that meant for American markets as well. Yeah, if you want some inside information on that, come and check that out, please. I've been doing live streams for a long time, but I'd love to see more people in there, as always. I know everybody live streams these days, but, if you like Tim Bip and you like what we do, live streams Thursday nights, youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast, twitch.tv/My Bourbon Pod. So that's all the plugs up top. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there for once because felt prescient. So anyway.
Yeah. Welcome back to 2012 YouTube. What's up, boys? It's YouTube 2012. What's up, boys? Plug. No, but for real, those are important places. Go check them out and hang out with us and send us your favorite things. Send us non-perishable food, by the way. I think that's a very important piece of the puzzle here.
Yes.
Please don't send me meat. I don't
don't send a Jersey Mike's.
Hey, I got this Mike's way. Like, dude, Mike when he was what, 154?
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, stuff. So we normally kick off episodes of the podcast with a segment known as Flying Blind, where one of us blinds the other with a pour, typically how it goes. I blinded Kyle with a sample this week. Kyle, the heck do you think about this, my friend?
I think this is that Dickel 9-year single barrel that you had that you said you didn't like, and I could tell on the nose. I haven't even tried it yet. I just smelled it on the nose.
That's crazy. That's insane. What do you mean?
That's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't tell me no. Yeah, dude. Come on.
100%.
The Dickel Tickle is real. Go ahead and slap it. Go ahead and give it a dick slap. That's right. Yeah. Oh, you're doing it. Yeah. You got to do it below the belt. It's important to do it below the belt. I like that you're ring shotting it too. That's really good.
It's a little stinky, isn't it?
It's a stinky pinky, dude. I knew immediately. It smells like Dickel, dude. It's a stinky Dickel.
Woo!
Yeah. And now, so for those who watched last week's episode or listened to last week's episode and got Perry's notes of for that Dickel Tickle, that's exactly what it is. Hey. That's exactly what it is, dude. Yeah,
it's rough.
Wonderful.
It's a tough one. It's not great, but I didn't get a chance to see you this week, and so I wanted to.
I know. Yeah, the moment I smelled it, I was like, "You son of a bitch!" I knew immediately. I was like, "Oh, he did this to me, didn't he?" The one redeeming quality of it, though, is that it is very buttery. It's very buttery. It's very oily. It's very viscous.
Yeah.
And there's a cornbread note that I really love. Everything else is absolutely terrifyingly disgusting.
It's not good at all.
No, it's awful.
I've had this bottle for so long, and it just will not go away. Like, I just, every time that I have a pour of it, it feels like it just gains 3 ounces. Like, nothing that I do seems to make it finish.
The only time, I would ever. The only time I would ever have this whiskey is if I was having like ribs and cornbread, like Southern comfort food. I would probably pair this with that, just based on the like corny, oily, viscous notes. Outside of that, dude, tough.
Not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And one that I probably will pursue in the future. But at the same time, I just would rather have like Woodford Double Oaked with that, or something that is just better.
Yeah, totally. I'm not saying this would be the first thing I would reach for if I was having barbecue. I don't think I would go get going for ribs and dickel. I don't think I would do some dick ribbons. So that's the dick rib.
That's what Marilyn Manson did, right?
That's right. What a good shout. He did the dick rib. Oh.
We shouldn't be allowed to have a podcast anyway.
Nah.
That was Flying Blind. Kyle, what have you been drinking recently?
Well, outside of that tickle, today, this is another, I guess, a little teaser. I snuck over to Divine for a short period of time, and I ran into some fine folks over there.
Yes.
And we fresh cracked a 2025 Pappy Van Winkle 15.
Have you ever seen How I Met Your Mother?
No.
So there's a character on How I Met Your Mother. It's just one episode. But they call him the Blitz. And the premise of the character, the Blitz, is that every time that he leaves a situation, something amazing happens. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Whether it's like a very attractive woman walks into an elevator and her dress gets caught in the door, or like somebody throws a pencil and it perfectly lodges in somebody's nose without harming them, or, just kind of like exciting, like legendary things like that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like the Blitz, man.
You might be the Blitz.
I'm starting to feel like the Blitz. Like,
yeah.
I'm missing out on things by not being around for some of these pours at
it's like
at Divine.
It has been immaculate. And it's very unfortunate for you specifically, Mr. Blitz, but for me and for the people at home, it's going to be a very entertaining corking off, I suppose I should say.
I can't wait to watch it,
because a lot of it got caught on camera, and it's a disaster piece in the best way. And I'm gonna leave it just as that, because it's hilarious. And I can't wait to edit it. It's terrible. It's gonna be so much fun.
Fantastic.
What about you? What have you been drinking recently?
Pig swill, horse
here
vomit.
We go again. Yep. Exactly what a blitzer would say.
Just
this
straight
is exactly
diarrhea.
what a blitzer would say.
Yeah,
like that sounds about right.
Just nothing exciting. Like everything in comparison. No, I'm just kidding. Like Pappy 15 is,
That's so crazy. No, like literally that was the craziest thing that they could have pulled out at that time. I was like, I thought we were just like hanging out. This isn't like just hanging. This seems a little ridiculous, don't you think? And
so
go ahead.
I mean, I am upset that I didn't get to try it. Don't get me wrong, but it's fine. I'll get over it eventually. I did get to try that old Charter Finest Oak.
Yeah.
Though.
What did you think of it?
It's very good. It's good stuff. I like it. Also, I'm struggling to put
against. I see that you're like wanking off.
It's not going great.
You're doing good though.
Thank you. I got it eventually.
You
Barely,
did it,
but I got it.
Did you compare the Finest Oak to the French Oak?
No, I did not. Because I did not know that was around or an option at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I was very impressed with it. I didn't think. I think that old. I call it Old Charter. It is Old Charter, right?
So Old Charter is like the bottom shelf name, and then Charter
Yeah.
Oak is this little
Charter
like,
Oak. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
I don't know why my.
You're good.
Anyway.
I do the same stuff.
Yeah. I think that Charter Oak is meant to be a product that is slightly more oak intense in general.
For sure.
And this was no different. And so in that capacity, it hit appropriately. And so with that in mind, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like, I am somebody who does enjoy a lot of oak on a on a bourbon, which might bode well for what we're going to review here in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But it could have used a little bit more sweetness to it. I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot of time like breaking it down. I mean, again, like, my palate was all over the place, going from, some really high proof stuff to some very low proof stuff. And that was, like in the mid hundreds, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think it's like 95 proof.
Okay.
I don't
So
even think it's 100.
even lower than that. So again, I wasn't coming at it with a fresh palate, and also was not, spending a lot of time truly like dissecting it either.
Yeah.
So it's hard to truly say, but I would like to sit down with it and give it its time of day, one way or another. But we'll see.
I find that
we'll see.
I find that really interesting, because for me, it was very simplistic and like straightforward sweet. So the fact that you didn't get enough sweetness is really interesting to me. I think it's just that we're experiencing two different things, and it's two different days and two different palates. So I don't mean it like that. It's just really interesting seeing how both of us perceive the same thing at the same time. And it's proof that everyone's palate's different, and everyone's experience at a different time at a different place is valid. So
and again,
really cool.
I was so focused on how oaky it was.
Right.
And that's the predominant note that I walked away from it with. So, I mean, it could really just be that I need to revisit it with fresh eyes, as it were. So
yeah,
we'll
that's
see.
interesting.
We'll see. But yeah,
it's really cool though.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move into this review, because we are a little bit shorter on time than we have been recently, and I want to talk for a second about what happened with this, with trying to get to this bottle for this week.
Yeah.
As Kyle reaches for the bottle that I wanted to review, and I kid you not, I probably went to 12 liquor stores over the past couple of days trying to find this bottle in Lexington.
No kidding.
And not a single one had them. There were stores that said we've never had it. There were stores that said we had it for like a week and we sold out. There were stores that, looked at me like I had bugs crawling out of my nose. Like it just, it was completely fruitless. But last week I had said that we were going to review the Knob Creek Blenders Edition this week. And I foolishly thought, after having seen it on shelves, I mean, like the week before, that I'd be able to just go out to a store, grab it, and be on my merry way. And there I was, not being able to locate it anywhere. But Kyle,
I ended up with it. I saw.
he just lucked into it.
I did, and I hadn't heard. So the thing about it was, I hadn't heard you say that you hadn't found it yet. So I assumed, I was not sure at the time of like when I got it. I was like, well, maybe at the very least, if he's busy and he can't swing by, I'll at least have it and we can record together and we'll have the same thing at the same time, potentially. And then it ended up being that you didn't end up getting it and I had it and I didn't tell you and you didn't tell me you didn't. And then here we are.
Honestly, it's my fault for not saying anything. And there was a part of me that was like, hey, what if I blended a couple of Knob Creeks together to try to pass it off like we had it? And then I was like, no, we have, this is not actually it.
Yeah.
But again, here we are. So instead, somehow we've never reviewed the Knob Creek 12 year on the show.
That seems crazy.
Yeah. In all the years of the podcast. And I'll tell you what probably is the likely reason behind it. It's the price. It's the price to age ratio, which is not really that steep. But when you compare it to what the single barrels were in years past, that was a hurdle I just kind of had to get over. And so when I went to grab this bottle today, I was like, yeah, all right. Like, get over it. We're going to review it.
Yeah.
And we'll still do the Blenders edition in the near future. I still want a bottle. Like, it's something like, I need in my collection, being the Knob Creek junkie that I am. But I still feel like leading up to it, it's not a bad thing necessarily that we're reviewing the 12 year, especially considering that this is a predecessor to the Blenders edition. And you know, we've done the 18 before. We kind of briefly touched on the 15 before. I would like to eventually do the 21. It's not like on the highest list of priorities for me, but it is something that I would be interested in reviewing.
Let me know if you want to go halfsies on a bottle, and I can grab one for us.
Kind of thinking about it.
That's what I mean. Like, we can split one. You can keep the bottle. I'll keep the box because I'm more of a box boy myself. If you know what I'm saying. I love wood. Like. Anyways, yeah. So is this a brand new bottle of the 12 year?
This is brand new. I just got it off the shelf today.
Okay. $64.99, I'm guessing. What were we at today?
$74.99.
Where'd you get it?
Liquor Barn.
Ew.
Yeah.
Bro, their prices are wild. Costco's got it down to like 55.
Yeah, so you see kind of like why I was a little even more hesitant to get it.
It's a wild range. Yeah. And I think COVID really cursed the bottle in general, because I mean, for a period of time it was impossible to find, and it was like a gem for some reason to find Knob Creek 12 from like 2021 to 2024. It was like hard to find. So I don't know.
Now, I largely don't have a problem with the proof being 100. I think it's fun seeing the progression from 9 to 12 to 15 to 18, staying at the same proof, because it's more of an experiment in what does the age do to the same product as the proof stays the same with the same distillery,
with the same bottling technique as well.
Everything staying consistent.
I mean? Yeah,
100%. But there is still that thing in the back of my head that is consistent with, the Knob Creek cast strength 12-year. That was my bourbon
Which
of
we're
the
getting
year
again. Yep.
which we are getting again. I don't know if I have huge high hopes for it, because I don't know if you can capture lightning in a bottle twice. Those single barrels that were 12, 13, 14, 15, sometimes 16 years old.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So it, just kind of at face value, it's like, I want something a little bit more from this, but it again, not even again, but just because it says 12 years old doesn't mean that there's only 12-year bourbon in here.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's just something. I know I don't have to repeat that for people who are longtime listeners of the show, but if you're just listening to this review and you've never listened to a bourbon podcast before, it's worth mentioning that if a bourbon or a whiskey is age stated and it's American whiskey, the age statement, if it says 8 years old, if it says 12 years old, if it says 4 years old, that is the lowest aged whiskey that is in the blend. There can be anything older than that is in the blend, but if it says the age statement has to have the lowest age product in there. So there could be 18-year-old bourbon in here, but there could also be 12-year 6-month or 13-year-old bourbon in here too.
Right. Yep. And likelihood is most of it's probably 12 years in a day.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
To make it a value driven product for them. However, the nose is incredible. I think this is better than I had a knob 12 from 2023 and it was fine. I think it was generally okay. This nose is way better than what I remember from that one. So overall, I'm super excited about where we're heading with this one. So
yeah,
getting a lot of the classic Jim Beam notes overall. A ton of like your peanuts, your caramels, your vanillas, your oak, and a little touch of like a cherry. So like a chocolate covered cherry, maybe a touch of salinity as well in there. What are you getting out of this?
I get this one big floral note.
Ooh, yeah.
On the top end of the nose that I really, really like.
It's kind of like Flonase. It's going to sound weird, but
it kind of is. Yeah. And I think mixed with that like salinity note too.
Yep.
It really does feel like if you flushed your nasal cavities with it, you would be clear for a couple days, but don't do that. This is not medical advice. Please don't do that.
No. I like that.
It's very well balanced, like extremely well balanced. I think that this is a good example of they kind of knew what they were doing going into this,
For sure.
Like a lot of people will say that 10 or 12 years old is the sweet spot for them with bourbons. And I don't think that this is out of that realm. I also think that too, just in general, when we talk about like age stated bourbons and where they sit in terms of like value and their current just accessibility on the market too, Knob Creek 12 tends to get a little bit overlooked.
100%.
Like it's funny because and not to, I don't think they're a direct 1-to-1 necessarily, but it's hard not to talk about in direct comparison something like Van Winkle Lot B, which is still a 12-year bourbon and had all of this hype around it for so long. But I think that if you are looking for an age stated 12-year-old bourbon, that is readily available and could potentially replace that one too. There's a high likelihood that this could satisfy that for a lot of people. But I mean, different strokes, of course. It's just, you could maybe look into it if you're
so
trying to fill that hole.
Yeah. Knob 12 is a quote unquote small batch release. I think Lot B is much smaller and much more focused on barrel selection.
100%.
But semantics. Samantha. We'll move on. Yeah.
Anyway, let's dive into this.
Dive on in.
Oaky, nutty, lemony.
Yeah. Yeah, the lemon's on the front, like the first note on the palate, because it's like that zestiness that hits.
Yeah.
I like that note. It's really good.
Yeah. Little bit of fresh honey too.
Yeah, I could get that. I could rock with that.
See, we could fake our way through tasting notes.
That's the way you do it, baby. If you know your core 4, you can ride through it.
100%.
But the issue with Jim Beam is that they ride those core 4 notes so well.
Yes.
Jim Beam's locked in on that caramel oak vanilla and a little bit of zestiness or nuttiness. And like, that's just kind of their thing, man.
Yeah. It's not overly herbal. Slightly so on the finish. But yeah, it does hit those quadrants really, really effectively. What's funny though, is that just I'm not left wanting a whole lot on the palate. I think it's just very satisfying. The finish could definitely be longer, be a lot more robust. If this were priced right around $60, and I think it's where it's supposed to be, it would be, very, very solid.
I think market correction is bringing it back down to that area.
I hope so.
We had that COVID spike, and it seems like some of these big box stores haven't reacted properly. Liquor Barn, I'm looking at you right now. But that's okay. I know you probably bought 40,000 cases at that price point, so you're stuck with it for a period of time. I understand that, but market correction is coming. It'll fix it. I do think the palate on this is a touch thin, which is standard for most shelf whiskeys from the Beam Distillery. They typically sit a little thin on the palate, and they typically sit a little soft on the finish and a little bland on the finish, and this is no different. But again, it's a 12-year-old shelf product, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do for that purpose. So I'm happy with that. Cheers.
Yeah. No, I think it's causing me to burp.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and review this. Our review system on the show is nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. Kyle?
Yes, sir.
What you giving the nose on this guy?
I really enjoy it. This is probably my favorite part of the experience is the nose. This is classic candle whiskey. I'd give it a 3.5, maybe.
I'm also going to give it a 3.5. Yeah. Yeah. I know that I was saying I'm not left wanting a whole lot on the palate. I think it's just because I'm like, there's something about it where I would pour it and just kind of feel relaxed by it. It's just like it's comfort.
Oh, yeah.
It's comfort whiskey, I
mean, it's the knob.
It is the knob. You know how I feel about the knob.
You're a knob man.
I'm a knob man. I drink your knob shake. That didn't come out right.
I liked it.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna give the palate a 3.
Yeah, this is one of those.
I wanted to give it more, but I just can't.
I don't. Yeah, I can't either. Flavor wise, it exceeds that, but the texture and the shortness of the experience makes it a 3.
Yeah. I finish, unfortunately, is like a 2.5.
That's really kind of you. I'm like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, it still makes me want to go back for another sip.
For sure.
It's the palate is still there. It's just not as there as I would like for it to be. I would like for it to be more there. But all that being said, you know what's funny? I'm kind of getting more of that like savory note on the finish the more I go back to it too. It's kind of like sitting in my gums a little bit more as well.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, I think
wood.
I think overall it's just it's a good experience. I just really would like for it to be a great I think once you move up into the 15 is where it really starts to become like a great experience.
Sure.
But you know, then you're also shelling out more money. But
yeah,
it is what it is. So, price though, I mean, MSRP, I mean, I guess it's, would you say Costco has it for like 55?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's crazy. So let's just sit right in between the two and say 65. At $65, that's a really fair price for a 12-year-old 100 proof heritage bourbon. So for me, I'm leaning like 4.0.
I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
Yeah. So I respect it. This is just like my full analysis is that this is very good bourbon, but this is domesticated bourbon. It is a domesticated 12-year-old where you've tamed it just enough for the broad audience to appreciate aged bourbon.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm slightly disappointed in the experience. However, I appreciate what it does for the wider audience of bourbon. So,
yeah. I think that, you know, this could easily go under the radar for people who know about Knob Creek Small Batch 9-year, but are not curious enough to go out of their comfort zone. This would be fun to share with people who are, you know, kind of on the cusp of becoming more of a bourbon enthusiast, a whiskey enthusiast, getting them more into higher age statements as well. Giving that encouragement to try bolder profiles for sure, even though it's not like the boldest of, you know, flavors, but still is like eking you closer and closer to like bigger tannic flavors that you might get in a bourbon. That being said, though, I don't think that this is like a failure by Jim Beam at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's a success. Overall, it's a success. I think the fact that they're able to pull this off and keep it on the shelves now at this point in 2026 is a wonderful thing. Big fan.
So I have a 13 out of 20. I think you have a 12.5 out of 20.
Yeah, it sounds like a 12.5, which is fine. It's still a recommend, guys.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there are things about it that I wish were more fine tuned. You know, it's unfortunate that it's, you know, a little bit rough around the edges, but it is what it is.
I expect that.
Yeah. So while we go into, we don't have any barrel rings this week. But if you do want to submit a barrel ring, you can. 859-428-8253. Leave us a voicemail or send us a text message. We'll read it out or listen to it on the show. But while we move into high proof hot takes and tips and bits, if you want to take that number 2 sample, that's just a Knob Creek single barrel. And
I'll take a number 2.
Okay. I first wanted to have you taste it, and then we'll do a small little Knob Creek 10-bit blenders edition.
Okay.
And slightly approximate it towards 106 proof.
I see. Yeah.
And this will be our our apology for not being able to, or my apology for not being able to get the bottle this week.
Yeah.
But
I have been cheating on Perry by having a touch of it while we were doing this.
It's completely fine. I understand. I am fawning for that bottle. Like, it's
so as a little
me.
teaser for you. I don't know if you know this. It's called the Sweet Bourbon Blend.
I did not know that.
It is. Oh, so little teaser. It's a 10-year, and their little note is that it's the Sweet Bourbon Blend.
Okay.
So I would lean towards agreeing to that based on, I guess, not necessarily in the larger scope of bourbon sweetness, but in beam sweetness, it definitely is in that realm, I suppose. Because, like, there are much sweeter bourbons out there, in my opinion, to beam. I think of Buffalo Trace is much sweeter. I also think, 1792 is much sweeter. I think Heaven Hill typically is a touch sweeter than Beam. I think Beam is more robust than all of those. Which is why you and I get along so well about Beam, because we both believe in the robustness of the blend.
For sure.
And their profile. So just a little mini teaser.
Well, we're not going to review it next week. Because next week I've got Aaron Petrie, who is running for Kentucky Congress. So Kyle actually has the week off next week. So
let's go.
But he's still going to be on the Patreon stuff. So not fully off. But high proof hot takes. Kyle, do you have anything this week that you want to get off of your chest?
No, I don't. I think like I haven't had much to think about on the negative side of things this week due to not having enough time to think about that. So we'll keep it as, hey, just keep living your lives and let's be positive, I guess. Be positive.
Yeah.
What about you? What pissed you off?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I've been too busy as well. Like,
nice.
Work's been kicking my tuchus. And
nice.
Being a dad and all that stuff.
Dad.
So, I've not quite had time to be frustrated with much outside of that. So, no high proof hot takes this week, which is not a bad thing necessarily.
Not a bad thing at all.
Tips and bits, though, things that we have been watching, reading, listening to, playing, enjoying that we want to pass on to you because we think that you might enjoy them as well. Over the past week or weeks or certain period of time. So, Kyle, do you have anything you want to recommend to the kind folks?
A healthy 8 hours of sleep, regardless. Like, that's all I got, dude.
Kyle said take care of yourself.
Yeah, literally, this is a protect your chickens type situation. Just get your sleep. I don't know. It's been a lot. I've been waking up at like 5 a.m. every day and working till like 6 or 7. So long days. And I mean, people have it worse and harder. It's just been the hardest for me the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
mentally, I'm shot. So outside of that, get your sleep in, man. Even if you only have 2 hours of free time, value your sleep more than that little bit of free time you have, I suppose.
That's why we do this podcast, because it's a good time to hang out and, not think about things too seriously for a little while. And hopefully you can listen to the show and feel a little bit of relief from what goes on in your normal life until we start talking about the real world.
These last 2 segments are the hardest part.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I've got one recommendation, and it's a content creator that I've really been enjoying recently. And it's on the spooky side of things. His name is Spencer Lackey. He goes by Spanger Lookray. So Spanger Look Look Rey. And he does these like short form horror videos on Instagram and TikTok. I think he's on like Threads too. But it's all kind of like lo-fi horror. I think I've sent them to you and Chad before, but it's usually like, I think it's raining. Is it raining? Oh no, that's the gravel. Why, when I started talking about spooky stuff, was it sound like there's somebody driving up the gravel road?
Please, someone flicker the lights. Please, come on.
Nosferatu.
I'm dreaming of someone flickering the lights on you. It'd be so good.
But it's always like, there's a stranger who came to my door and, he closes it, and then that person or like creepy figure somehow made their way into his house and is like, creeping around the corner, or like, I'm just trying to do my laundry and there's a figure that's in the basement, and he's very clearly living in like a house that was built in, the 1800s, but is just very long and tall and just built for this kind of like creepy content. Very, very good. I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you're into spooky stuff. Maybe don't watch it right before bed.
Or do it.
But
risk it.
Or do it. If you want to have a fun little trip through the horror realm,
Yeah.
Nightmare.
I'm on to drink your blood. So which knob single did you show me? Or did you send me?
I sent you a pic from Jackson's Wine and Spirits.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's that most recent one you were doing on the live stream. Shout out to the live streams. Go check that out, guys. You should do that. So Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern.
And that was a fresh crack that I did last night, and it has opened up a lot since then.
It's very good. It's
not nearly as ethanol heavy as it was when I
it's more tobacco heavy this time around. And I really like that. That's another note that I get from a lot of Beam, especially Knob Creek products, is that like sweet tobacco note.
It's like 9 years, 3 months too.
Sure.
Not super old.
Is this a cask strength pick, you said?
No, this is 120. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've only had like one of the cast strengths so far, and I have not actually owned any of the cast strength picks yet.
I have one from my local store that the mashup guys picked that they were so nice of not inviting me to. So No.
Hey, shout out to the mashup guys, by the way. They gave us
shout
a
out
sweet
to
little
them.
shout out on
Yeah.
their past episode this past week.
Those guys are great. They're so funny.
They're fantastic. We need to do an official collab with them soon.
I would love to. I appreciated the amount of times they said I was funny. Also, in the same amount of times they said I was awkward.
That was so funny.
I mean, it does perfectly describe who I am. So I understand that and I appreciate that. I thought it was hilarious. Those guys are great. They welcomed me with open arms to their first pick, or to my first pick ever at Jack Daniels. Great dudes. Really appreciated them. And yeah, I think we picked some crazy good barrels together. So
yeah,
shout out to those guys.
Now, I don't have anything to directly compare those to, but I do think that the 12-year with a couple drops of the the single barrel pick, it's pretty good.
I agree. I like that a lot.
Definitely not bad. Yeah.
I'll do a direct comparison and I won't tell you anything about it.
Okay.
All right.
I like that. Keep me in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. Kyle, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at Corking Off on YouTube and Instagram. I gave up on TikTok immediately, so ignore that. That was a joke. It was all a joke. Everything's a joke. Life is a joke. Cork off with me.
Well, you can find the show at My Bourbon Pod on all social media. If you want to follow me personally, I'm at PRaider1792. If you want to support the show, like I said earlier, patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month. $5 and up, though, gets you bonus content every single daggone week. A bonus episode on Monday, the pregame chats on Tuesdays, and the uncut, unedited, it's early. The early version of the podcast. It's
unlate. It's unlate. It's unlate. It's very pre early.
Yes.
Pre early unlate special content for special men and women and ladies and boys and those who
in them purse.
And that's right.
On Tuesdays over on the Patreon.
Tuesdays.
Send us questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can also find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. I am trying to cook up a line of merch that I think would be very fun to drop all at the same time on the Threadless store. So be on the lookout for that. I'm contemplating some stuff. So
look at his fingers fingering
my fingies. What are they doing?
Nothing. Anyways, this was a great episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast.
I haven't finished
my
my
name
plugs
is
yet.
Kyle, and you're going to continue.
Okay, great. Thank you. You can send us a barrel ring at 859-428-8253. Leave us a voicemail or send us a text message. We'd love that. It would be great. We can listen to it or read it out here on the show. You can become a part of the show, basically, with your own voice or your own words.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We have a P.O. Box. P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky, 40522. Send us stuff, and we'll check it out here on the show. And then last but not least, leave us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast app of choice. And we will read it out here on the show, too. But it's a great way to put us up in the algorithm on podcast apps. And tell your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, best way to do that. Support the show. Get your friends listening. Talk about it. Podcasts are still cool and not dead, especially when you're not pretentious about it.
Yeah, true.
Right? I'm not wrong, right?
I'm not wrong. I'm saying truths. I'm real. I'm a good guy. I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm a pretty normal guy. I'm a pretty average guy. I'm a pretty run-of-the-mill guy. Once you get a couple Fiber One brownies in me. He's off the wall.
Okay, we'll see y'all next time. Until then, I'm Perry.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast.
It is.